22. Can you tell us how are you going to spend it prudently? Because no austerity measures mentioned in the budget.
No austerity measures. Well, if you can specifically tell me which area of austerity you're talking about. But obviously for us, we need to also realize that the capital expenditure has gone up significantly this time. And this is very important to fulfill the respective targets that we have to achieve the 80,000 crore economy. And therefore, those investments are necessary. Obviously, wherever we can look into having austerity measures departmentally and even from the finance department as a whole, we will definitely explore that. And it's always a practice that we should try and have austerity measures at all levels.
You went to Delhi. If you can tell us, recently you went to Delhi and met Power.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I went in the last weekend. As mentioned to all of you and even in the House, that the Power Department in MECL is maybe one of the bigger challenges that the government has in front of it today. And there are multiple areas of concern, a large number of them related with Government of India and different agencies of the central government and different companies that are there, like for example the NTPC or the PFC and stuff like that. So we needed to engage with them because we have to really figure out how we'll be able to resolve the many pending issues there, which will ultimately lead to the improvement in the financial health of MECL. So our visit to Delhi was to seek the support of the Honorable Minister and find out ways in which we can move forward. For example, under PFC, there are multiple loans that we've taken, and some of them, the loans that were taken at a very high interest rate. And therefore, we had discussions and meetings with PFC in the presence of the Minister, whether those interest rates could be adjusted and reduced. And so we figured out how to do it, and we are expecting that the interest rate will be reduced for certain loans where the interest rate was very high. Then of course there were cases of, like for example with NTPC, where the agreement was signed a long time back, where the power purchase it was compulsory and fixed charges were put in, which means that even if we don't draw power from them, we still have to pay a certain amount of money to them. So we figured out and discussed with NTPC in the presence of the Minister how we could have a better understanding in this entire issue and how we could resolve this issue. So all these kind of matters were discussed, but as I said, it's a process. It's not that we have been able to resolve everything, but we feel that we have made the good start, and now we will continue this process and try to streamline different areas so that we can bring back the financial health of MECL.
Every year we are facing this power cut problem, and it seems that again it will start. So if you can.
So yeah, it's a issue, as I've mentioned, which has been there for a long time. In fact, this year has been slightly better for us because the power cuts have not been there in the month of February, March and April, and normally we see power cuts happening as early as March and sometimes even in late February. So this year, compared to the past years, we have seen slight improvement, and that's because of the different management that we have done with our power in these last 2 years, and hence that has led us to managing the overall scenario better. But of course, there is obviously a large gap that is still there, and hence we will see that there will be some power regulation, but we are trying to minimize it so that the inconvenience to the public is minimum, and we're trying to do it in such a manner so that certain areas are not affected in certain time of the day, keeping in mind the weather conditions, keeping in mind the different programs that are happening or different religious situations that are there. All of these things are being kept in mind, and we will try to minimize the inconvenience, but the load shedding will have to be done because of the shortage in the power that we're having.